Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here. Welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of May 11th. As always, we'll start off with the Mythic Plus affixes for the week. This week we have Fortified, Sanguine, Grievous, and Prideful. Once again, that's Fortified, Sanguine, Grievous, and Prideful. This is a bit of a rough week. The only glory is that there's not Tyrannical with the Sanguine and Grievous, but this will be a bit of a rough week as people are kind of doing less and less keys, I think, in general, as we move closer to patch 9.1, where people will then be doing keys more. I think this will be a week where quite a few people take off this week because it can be a little bit difficult. Let's go ahead and talk about what's going on in-game this week. Not a lot to talk about there. We do have PvP Brawl, South Shore vs. Terra Mill. If you're still trying to get Honor, maybe you're gearing through Honor on an alt or even on your main, whatever. So we do have that going on. The balloon event is still going on for 2 days. So I mentioned this last week. This is pretty much a boring event. I will say the worst part of this is, so I play the game with my 4-year-old every once in a while. He really likes to play. And we were going to do a dungeon and there was a balloon ride on the way and we went to go do it, but you do need 3 people to activate the balloon. So like my 4-year-old kid would have thought it was pretty cool. So we were going to try it, but there's only 2 people in Crystal Song Forest at the time, me and him, so it just wasn't going to happen, unfortunately. So that makes it even worse, unfortunately, for this event and its likelihood of ever being used, other than the first initial time when it was out. I think some role player people probably use it, right? So that's probably the real point of it. Other than that, there's absolutely nothing big going on in-game for like in-game activities, which is not good during a content drought. So what we do have, though, is today we will have a interview with a WoW dev by Sloot. Slootbag, if you don't, I mean, most people know who that is. But if you don't know who that is, he's just a fairly big WoW streamer. And he has an interview with one of the devs. And yeah, it's not Ion. Most of the Ion interviews are a little bit more scripted, and by scripted I mean just controlled, in that, you know, you're not going to get any gotchas in on them, and if you try to get a gotcha in on them, someone's probably going to step in and shut that question down, just because, you know, some people aren't that good at handling, you know, answering questions from the public. So I'm sure it'll be informational, but it's not going to be hard hitting or anything like that. So don't expect that. It's just not what it's going to be. And I don't expect that from, you know, a dev who's used to handling that. Now, if it is, that's great. If this dev's just like, no, I'm going to be the new guy who talks to the public because I'm really good at it, then that's great. But that's not what you should be expecting, right? So we should get some good information from that, which is always good. I love getting new information, especially since I primarily do like newsy type videos a lot of times. I love getting new information. Other than that, what we're really hoping for is some interesting things on the PTR. This past week was a pretty dead week on the PTR as far as anything new coming out, which does make it more likely that something could possibly come out this week. So that's good. So we'll see as PTR goes. I've still been playing Torghast in the PTR a decent amount. I'm still enjoying it. I don't have the talents filled in yet. You can't fill them in the first week, so I'll get more tower knowledge, ability to acquire more tower knowledge next week, and I should be able to get more talents as well. I want to see. I'm sure it'll be fun the first few times with the full tower knowledge, just because you're so powerful. But I'm guessing it'll diminish your turns really fast after that. So, you know, if you liked Visions of N'Zoth, it'll probably be just very similar experience to that. That's just what I've been telling people because that's what I truly believe right now. And if you didn't like Visions of N'Zoth, then this isn't going to help Torghast at all for you personally. Other than that, I have been trying to stream a little bit more. If you want to come by and chat, I've had a few people stop by and chat, and that's really nice to keep company. You know, it's not a huge deal if no one comes by because I just use it as a video anyways. But if you want to stop by, it is usually late at night, unfortunately. That's just when I have the free time to do it. So if you want to stop by and chat during a stream, I'll probably just be doing something really casual to where I can stream or chat. I probably won't be doing any kind of high-end stuff at all. So it's very easy to do. And other than that, my guild, we did get Stone Legion Generals down. Happy to report there. That quelled a lot of the, I feel like, the anxiety in the guild. We moved on to Sire, and this will be the first week with Sire with, we're extending obviously, and this will be the first week with Sire with our Vanus runes on. So we expect to see probably a decent amount of phase 2. We got to phase 2 a couple times, so we're expecting to see quite a bit of phase 2, I'd imagine, this week, and maybe even more. Who knows? Obviously, we overgear the fight, and it's not a composition reliant fight like Stone Legion Generals kind of is, to where you can cheese it with, and anything you can cheese with Resto Shamans, DK, stuff like that. You know, we just don't have that comp to do it. So this is a fight where you don't need a cheese to beat it. So, you know, I'm a little bit more optimistic in a fight like this. So definitely looking forward to whatever progress we get there. You'll probably see that as background for videos from the raid. And yeah, so that's it for this week. Unfortunately, not a ton. I've also, one more thing, I've been really enjoying leveling my warrior, my original warrior, up to 60. Condemn is quite fun. And in another world, I mean, I might even switch my main to this character and transform it over just because I'm having such a blast doing it. I did want to point that out, and that's the background footage for this video will be my warrior leveling in a Halls of Atonement dungeon, just pumping damage. So I've been having a lot of fun doing that. So that's it for this video. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel because it helps me out so much. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.